Okay, so today we are going to be drawing a disco ball and outlining with Sharpie, possibly getting to the painting today. So I'll show you how to do that in case you get that far. And these two here are different student examples so that you can see they're both drawn, a nice sphere for the disco ball, and then they've eventually been cut out, and then we have splatter painting on the black. And then we're going to be using a black light so that these colors glow in the dark. And today, our I can statement is, today I will learn about line so that I can draw a disco ball and show the different facets. So our main goal today is for you to learn how to make something very spherical. So it has that round, almost three-dimensional look to it. Okay, so you're gonna need a few things. You're gonna need a nice sharp pencil, you're gonna need a compass, and then I have how to draw disco ball sheets just like this, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do is write my name on this, Mrs. K, and my code, and then turn it over. And when we're drawing this, you can set your paper horizontal or vertical. But one thing I want you to know about the compass is you'll see like where it says 4-inch radius, it's basically the last arrow. That's the minimum size. So you can go 2, 3 spaces above or larger than that for our disco ball because you want it to be taking up most of the paper. And if it's not dead center in the paper, that's okay because remember, we're going to be cutting this out. So I'm going to hold down this white part so that I can put my pencil in the orange. And I'm going to find where it says 4-inch radius. I'm going to go a few spaces beyond that. And then what I do is I kind of put my pencil kind of on the edge here so that I know that I can draw my sphere right in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to hold this down with 2 fingers, put my pencil, in there, and go all the way around so I have a nice circle, okay? So it's really large. If there's not even sides, you're totally fine, okay? So that is step 1. Step 2, I'm going to get a ruler, and I'm going to draw 2 lines, a vertical and a horizontal line. So sometimes I'll kind of eyeball where the center is and put like a little dot there. I'm going to start off with my vertical line, so that's going up and down. And I'm going to draw a line from one edge to the other. Then I'm going to draw my horizontal line. That's going side to side. So I'll have 4 different quadrants on my paper, okay? So 4 sections right here. Next, we're going to draw 2 to 3 curved lines from top of this point and curve it into the bottom of this point. We're going to do it on the left side first. So I'm going to start at this top point here. I'm going to draw kind of a curved line over and then back through. So we want to make sure it's touching that point and this point. So I'm going to do another one, curving it out and back. So I drew 2. If you want to do a third one, you can. And then I'm going to do it on this side. Now I'm a right-handed. I feel like it's easier to draw, kind of turn it around and do the same thing personally. Drawing 1 and 2. Remember, you can do 3. So I did that. So I have this nice curved line, so it starts to look more spherical. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I like to turn my paper around this way. I'm going to start just the same, starting at this top point, going out and down, out and down. Same thing on the other side, creating my sphere. So now it automatically gives this form more of a 3-dimensional look, okay? So you should all at least get this far today. And then we have the Sharpies. I will tell you, not all my Sharpies are looking great. So I would get 2 or 3 Sharpies so that you hopefully find one that works. And when I'm drawing, I'm gonna kind of go around the curve. I'm gonna turn my paper as I'm going. So notice my hand is kind of resting on the paper. And when it does that, it just makes it so that I have a little more control. Now my black is getting a little faded, but I'm actually fine with that. But if you would like to get another Sharpie, you can. So I did the outline. You're gonna draw a line on your grid your quadrants. Okay, oh, it's really starting to die on me. And then sometimes it just needs to rest. Let's see if we can get another one that's working. Let's see. Yeah, this one really started off yucky. That's okay. And you get the idea. That one really is bad. Maybe you'll need more than 3. So if you come across one that's totally dead when you start, please give it to me and I will set it aside and see if there's anything I can do to repair it, okay? Then I'll just turn it around here, do the same thing. So basically, all of your lines are traced with the Sharpie, okay? And then when you're finished with it, you're gonna take an eraser and erase everything. So this is where I hope everyone gets to today, is drawing it and outlining it and erasing your pencil lines. That would be perfect. There may be some of you that get to the painting. So when we paint, and we're gonna talk about this a lot next week, but we're gonna be using analogous colors, and those are colors next to each other. So you can see on mine, I kind of use, this is like this red, orange, and yellow. So those are 3 colors next to each other. So you could choose any 3 colors that you like that are next to each other. And honestly, this is a fun project. I want you to know what analogous colors are, but if you really have your heart set on adding like a blue or a green to it, if you feel like that's gonna make it more interesting, by all means, do that, okay? So these are tempera cakes that we're gonna be using. I've got a cup of water right here. And you're gonna share your water and your tempera cakes. And we've used these before, just not the neon colors. So that's basically water has been taken out of your paint so that it's dry. So we just have to add water to it to get the paint started. So I'm gonna turn this around here. So you can see I've already done this and this is all dry. So it really doesn't matter where I start. So I want a wet brush. I like to use the smaller brushes for this because there's pretty small little details. I would definitely not use a large brush. And then you're gonna kind of paint and kind of take your time around the edge. And I like to use the same color a few times before I move on. And then I swirl it around there, paint in here. So you only have to go to the water when, one, your brush is having a bad hair day, seems dry, so mine seems dry, so I'm gonna go to the water, or if there's not any water in here, okay? Let's see, I could use another yellow here. So I'm okay painting this orange right there, right next to the orange, sorry, because it is already dry. But if that orange right here was wet, I don't want to paint right next to it because the colors could bleed. I want each one of these facets to be a different color, okay? So now I'm gonna go to my water, rinse it out, because I'm gonna switch to this would be the red. It's kind of like a neon pink. So I'm not gonna paint where I just painted because I don't want it to bleed. So I'm gonna go to another section and do the same thing. I'm painting kind of the edges first. So I have a nice clean line and then paint on the inside. Okay, there's kind of a pool of water in here, so I can just take my brush and put it right on that. Let's see. This is dry right over there. And I'm just skipping around. And when I get to a corner, sometimes I start in the corner with the point of my brush and move my brush down. So I have a nice clean edge. And take your time. So if you start with the actual color today, you may only get to 5 spaces, and that's fine. Obviously, I don't expect anyone to finish this in one day.